Chosen ones, there's a shift happening, not in the sky, not in the world, but inside you. And when this shift completes, the person meant to walk into your life will arrive quietly, powerfully, and in a way no one expected. For years, many believed relationships were built on chance, on luck, or timing, or even habit. But in the Shaolin tradition, we are taught something far deeper. There is no coincidence, only alignment. The next person who enters your life may not look like the partner you pictured. They may be younger, older, from a different world entirely, yet their presence will feel inevitable. Why? Because energy calls energy. In the Shaolin temples, we learn that true connection emerges from intention, stillness, and internal mastery, not age or appearance or status. When your spirit becomes calm, when your path becomes clear, the universe will place someone beside you who reflects your inner transformation. And make no mistake, this bond will shock others. It may even shock you, but by the end of this video, you will understand why. Stay with me, because this isn't just a message about love. It's a message about awakening, timing, and the silent law that governs every powerful relationship in your life. You'll learn the unseen principles of soulful connection, the reason some bonds defy logic, and how to recognize the person aligned with your spiritual evolution. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire. If you seek wisdom beyond the ordinary, if you feel chosen for something greater, then you are in the right place. Subscribe now and let's begin this journey together. There is a force that moves long before words are spoken or hands are held, a silent gravity. You cannot see it, but you can feel it. And that feeling begins within you. In Shaolin teaching, we learn that the world does not respond to your wanting, but to your being. When you enter a state of inner stillness, a rare kind of energy begins to form around you. Not loud, not desperate, just deeply present, and that presence becomes magnetic. Think of a lake without ripples. When the surface is calm, it reflects the sky, but when disturbed, nothing is clear. The same is true of your spirit. The more peace you cultivate inside, the more clearly you reflect the truth back to others, especially to someone with a matching frequency. You do not chase the right person, you draw them through who you are becoming, not what you are looking for. Many spend their lives trying to attract love through appearance, performance, or expectation. The Shaolin path teaches something different. The one meant for you is already traveling toward your energy. Whether they appear younger, older, or come from a life you never expected, they are guided not by chance but by resonance. When your inner world is aligned, you no longer wonder who is coming. You know that the one who arrives is a reflection of that alignment. It's not about waiting for someone to complete you. It's about refining yourself so completely that your life naturally welcomes someone of equal harmony. Become still. The right presence will move toward you, not because you sought them, but because you became the space where they could finally belong. There's an ancient Shaolin teaching that says, your partner is the shadow of your unseen self, not the self you show the world, but the self you've been sculpting in silence. Relationships, especially the unexpected ones, are not random intersections of fate. They are mirrors. They reflect your inner progress, your hidden wounds, and your unspoken truths. That's why the next bond in your life may surprise everyone else, but feel strangely natural to you. It won't be because of similarities in age or background. It will be because they reflect the part of you that's finally awake. Think of a student training in the temple. In the beginning, they meet impatience in others because they carry it within. Later, as they discipline their breath and sharpen their focus, the people entering their life become calmer, more aligned, more purposeful. Not because the world changed, because they did. The same law governs deep connections. As you evolve, the reflection changes too. You don't attract what you wish for, you attract what you are. This is why someone you never expected, a soul unlike any before, may enter your reality. They are not responding to your surface. They are responding to your spirit. And that's where the shock comes in. Others are still seeing your old reflection, your old patterns, your old relationships, your old ways. But you have stepped into a new level of mastery, a quiet internal upgrade they can't yet see. So the one who meets you there will look like a disruption to them. But to you, they will feel like a long-lost echo finally returning home. Change the reflection within. Watch who it brings. In the Shaolin temples, there is a quiet truth that many overlook. The mind clings to structure, but the heart knows only rhythm. Tradition tells us what a relationship should look like. Same age, same world, same plans. But ancient masters knew this was the greatest illusion. Attachment to form is the first barrier to freedom. Shaolin monks trained for decades not just to discipline the body, but to dissolve the labels the world imposes. They learned that what is seen is temporary, and what is unseen is eternal. A true bond, then, does not arise from logic or comparison. It rises from recognition, two energies that align, regardless of time, culture, or expectation. Picture a master and student walking the same path. One is old, one is young. Their age difference does not matter. What matters is the silent bond between them. The respect, the shared purpose, the unspoken flow of wisdom. The same principle applies to love. Sometimes, the one who matches your soul does not match your timeline. And that is not a mistake. That is spiritual design. To the world, such unions may look strange, unfitting, even forbidden. But to those who feel life beyond the senses, they make perfect sense, because the soul does not measure by years or titles. It measures by connection, by energy, by the invisible thread that pulls one life toward another with a force stronger than any tradition. Let go of the mold. Let go of the story others wrote. The connection that is truly yours is not born from society's approval, but from the weightless clarity of your own spirit. There is a moment in every awakened life where someone steps in, unexpected, unfamiliar, yet strangely familiar, not because you've met before in this lifetime, but because your souls have crossed paths long before your bodies ever did. In Shaolin philosophy, life is not just a single journey. It is a series of echoes, a continuation of energy, cycles, and lessons unfolding again and again. So when a person much younger or older appears in your life, and the bond feels immediate, this is not coincidence, this is remembrance. Ancient monks believed in what we now call soul contracts. Invisible agreements made before birth, binding certain spirits together for a purpose beyond logic. These contracts have nothing to do with culture or age. They have everything to do with resonance, with the exchange of something sacred, wisdom, healing, balance, transformation. Imagine two rivers flowing separately for miles, only to merge quietly in the valley. Their waters have always been traveling toward each other, even if no one understood why. In much the same way, someone may walk into your life, not because of shared circumstances, but because of a deeper, unfinished story between your souls. Karmic ties don't obey earthly rules. They don't wait for society's approval. They come when the timing is right, when the lesson, the sigh, the journey is ready to begin again. So if the next person in your life doesn't match the world's timeline, but somehow fits effortlessly into your spirit, trust it. That bond may be older than your current form. It may be the answer to a promise made long before you opened your eyes in this life. In the Shaolin way, love is not simply a feeling, it is a doorway to presence. When you truly meet someone who aligns with your evolution, they don't pull you into fantasy, they pull you into now. Mindfulness teaches us that life is only ever happening in a single moment, the present one. Yet most people live inside echoes of the past, or fears of the future. They search for love as an escape. But the real connection, the one that shocks the soul, does the opposite. It brings you face to face with yourself. There is a story told in the temples about a monk who trained endlessly, mastering stillness in solitude. One day a stranger arrived, a traveler with no title, younger in age but older in presence. Their bond was immediate, unsettling. It wasn't comfort he felt, it was clarity. Around this person, every distracted thought in his mind dissolved. Every memory lost its weight. He was not thinking forward or backward. He was fully here. This is what real love does. It doesn't carry you away from life. It anchors you into it. The right person will challenge the parts of you that avoid the moment. With them, you stop running from silence. You breathe more slowly. You listen more deeply. You see yourself without excuses or armor. In this way, love becomes a meditation, a pathway back to awareness, not because it's perfect, but because it's real. Genuine presence is rare in this world. That is why a shocking relationship is not a disturbance, it is an awakening, a reminder that the deepest moments aren't found in fantasy or fear, but in the heartbeat of the now. In the quiet corridors of the Shaolin temples, there is a lesson passed down through generations. Real partnership is not meant to shelter you from growth, it is meant to activate it. Just as iron sharpens iron, the soul is refined through connection. Not every bond is soft, and not every blessing is gentle. Some relationships arrive like a calm stream, others like a storm. Both are sacred, because both are designed to shape the inner warrior in you. A true partner is not only someone who offers peace, but someone who introduces pressure. They will not simply agree with your comfort, they will challenge your edges. They will reflect back to you the parts of yourself still waiting to evolve. This is spiritual alchemy. In the Shaolin tradition, the alchemist is not just the one who transforms metal into gold, but the one who transforms pain into wisdom, love into discipline, and stillness into power. And the greatest alchemy happens not in isolation, but in relationship. There is a story of a master who once said, "The person who activates your patience is not your enemy, but your teacher." In partnership, you will be stretched not because you're weak, but because you're ready. You'll meet someone who sees both your light and your shadow and still chooses to walk beside you, not to comfort your ego, but to wake your soul. That is why your next relationship, however unexpected, will feel like training and tenderness woven together. Peace when you need calm, pressure when you need courage, because the one who is truly aligned with your path will not just love you, they will elevate you. There is a hidden teaching inside the Shaolin path that many overlook. Real mastery doesn't come from building walls, but from learning when and how to let them fall. In the martial world, strength is often seen as defense, but in the inner world, strength is something far softer. It's the courage to let yourself be seen, not the polished self, not the perfect self, but the real one. And this is where vulnerability becomes a sacred art. Your next bond, especially if it's aligned with your evolution, may not feel easy at first, not because it is wrong, but because it invites you into deeper honesty. It holds up a mirror and asks, can you stay open when you feel exposed? Can you allow someone to see your wounds, not to fix them, but to witness them? Shaolin masters taught that vulnerability is not weakness, it is precision. It is the blade sharpened by truth. For only an open heart can fully absorb wisdom, love, and connection. A closed heart may feel safe, but it lives half alive, untouched by the deeper currents of life. There's a tale of a monk who journeyed far to learn invincibility. After years of training, his master told him the final lesson: to be unbreakable, you must risk being broken. That paradox is at the core of spiritual partnership. The more real and unguarded you allow yourself to be, the more profound and lasting the bond becomes. So if the next person entering your life makes you feel exposed, not in shame, but in truth, trust that feeling. Vulnerability is not the door you walk through for love. It is the ground upon which love stands. In the quiet practice halls of Shaolin, there is a lesson rarely spoken aloud. The greatest growth often comes from what unsettles us. True evolution is rarely born from comfort. It is born from contrast. Moments that challenge the mind, stretch the heart, and illuminate the unseen corners of the self. Sometimes the person who enters your life will feel completely unexpected. Their presence may shock you, confuse you, even disturb the balance you thought you had. And yet, this is not a mistake. It is an invitation. A mirror held up to the parts of you that are still hiding behind ego, fear, or habit. Ancient teachings tell us that the universe does not seek to punish, but to awaken. When two souls meet in contrast, it is a spark, an opportunity for insight and transformation. A younger soul may bring wisdom beyond years. An older soul may reveal a joy you thought lost. The shock is not chaos, it is clarity in disguise. Consider the monk who walks a path of strict discipline. One day, someone enters their life whose energy seems almost disruptive, lively, unrestrained, and challenging to his routines. Yet through that contrast, the monk learns flexibility, patience, and a deeper understanding of his own heart. The disruption was never the enemy, it was the teacher. The truth is, unusual relationships often catalyze the deepest evolution because they force the soul to confront itself beyond comfort zones. Shock is a signal, not of imbalance, but of awakening. It whispers that there is a lesson beyond pride, a truth beyond expectation, a resonance that only the spirit can recognize. In this way, the unexpected is never a threat. It is the invitation to rise, to see not only the other, but the hidden, unshaped layers within yourself. And through that contrast, transformation quietly unfolds. In the Shaolin path, there's a principle as subtle as water, yet more powerful than the strongest strike. Resistance weakens the spirit, surrender strengthens it. In matters of the heart, this is the ultimate truth. True love does not bend under pressure. It does not rush or demand. It flows naturally, like a river carving its way through stone, not by force, but by persistence and alignment. When the mind tries to control, when the heart clings, the energy of connection falters. It becomes rigid, strained, and distant. There is a story of a young monk who sought companionship, believing he could find the right one through effort and willpower. He trained endlessly, yet each attempt brought frustration. One day, his master guided him to sit by the still waters of a temple pond and simply observe. See the flow, the master said. The river does not chase the ocean. It meets it when the time is right. The lesson is clear. The next person destined to enter your life will arrive not because you push, but because you have prepared your inner space. When you let go of fear, attachment, and the need to control outcomes, you allow the natural current of life to move freely. Resistance creates friction. Surrender creates resonance. By releasing the mind's grasp on expectation, by trusting the timing of the universe, the path opens. Love arrives as a reflection of your inner harmony, perfectly aligned with your readiness. This is the law of no resistance. To meet the one who matches your spirit, do not chase, do not force, and do not fear. Simply cultivate presence, openness, and calm. When the heart stops grasping and the soul stands still, true connection flows effortlessly, arriving in its own perfect time, as if it had always been meant to be. Your next relationship may feel unexpected, even shocking, but it is never random. It is a reflection of your inner growth, a mirror of your evolving spirit. Love, in its highest form, is not about ease or comfort. It is about awakening. It challenges you, stretches you, and calls you into your fullest self. Shaolin wisdom teaches that when the mind finds stillness, the heart recognizes truth. The one meant for you will arrive, not to complete you, but to awaken you. They will not only share your life, they will illuminate the hidden corners of your soul, guiding you toward deeper awareness and presence. Carry this understanding into your daily life. Practice stillness, observe without forcing. Embrace contrast and challenge as opportunities for growth. Allow relationships to flow naturally and notice how the universe begins to align in response to your inner harmony. Remember, the path of love is also a path of mastery. Every encounter, every bond is a teacher if you are willing to listen. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you feel called to explore deeper wisdom and awaken your spirit, subscribe to Shaolin Soulfire. Like this video to honor your growth and return often to walk this path together in presence, awareness, and calm.